Yo, what is good, fellas? Hope you boys are all having a fantastic day. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to Madden 25. As always, if you fellas are new here, we do post videos just like this one literally every single day. So if you guys like this video, you find it helpful, or for whatever reason you boys really like me, odds are you fellas are in the right place. Now, first things first, updates on every single major glitch going on in Madden 25 when it comes to content. First things first, we'll start with your missing Christian Watson. Yeah, we got nothing. If you guys don't have your Christian Watson from the Ultimate Boom challenges, I genuinely think you're shit out of luck. I don't think EA is actually going to give us this card. They haven't said anything. They haven't acknowledged it. At this point, I would just chalk it up. You're not getting your free 83 overall B&D Christian Watson, which honestly blows, and hopefully at some point this week they do actually say something. Odds are they don't, but if they do, hopefully they do, we will let you guys know. Next up, and of course, the most talked about thing on this channel is the missing rookie premieres and ultimate alumni cards. Now, according to EA, these will all be pushed out on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. Do I believe them? Absolutely not. I have no idea if we're actually going to get everything we're deserved by Tuesday, but if we do, which, you know, how likely is that? That would be fantastic. The really unfortunate part is for those of us who are actually missing that season XP, because season 1 ends on Tuesday. Now, they did mention potentially giving us some form of a make right, and at this point, I think everyone who has downloaded Madden 24 and Madden 25 should just get this make right. Give the community something to actually log on to your game for. This has just kind of been out of pocket. Now, you guys can see here, Season XP reward set. This was supposed to be for Season 1. The last day we're supposed to be able to get all of these things on our account is Tuesday, which, fellas, like I just said, Season 1 ends on Tuesday. Odds are you probably don't want 10 levels on your Season 1 XP. Hopefully, though, for those of us who haven't gotten this Season 1 XP, it'll just roll over for Season 2. That would almost make too much sense, so will EA do it? I mean, probably not, but just some things to keep your eyes out for. That is every known update when it comes to Ultimate Alumni and Rookie Premieres, and Christian Watson, I guess, like I said, assuming you're not going to get that card. Now, what I did want to talk about for a quick second was that potential make, right? I said a few days ago, like a 250,000 coin voucher would be chill with me. At this point, I want significantly more value. I want a free 86 or 87 overall. Now, Mutleaks did tweet out a Puka Nacua card art that had nothing else backed behind it, and he said that it could potentially be the make right. I don't know if I believe all of that necessarily. I mean, it's EA. I bet you they just give us like 3 Ace Fantasy packs and go, here you go, that's everything you get. But hopefully, you know, they do realize, yeah, we screwed up. Here's a free 86 overall Puka Nacua. That would be, you know, the proper thing to do. Now, moving on to some market talk, because we did get some AKA reveals at 3 p.m. today. Take a look at those AKAs in a minute, but I did want to talk about the market, specifically the AKA market. Same thing goes for when I talk about Legends. Fellas, if you guys are holding on to any of these AKA set pieces, sell them off tonight. I want to document this now. Marvin Harrison Jr., 463,000 coins. Mean Joe Green, 460. CJ, 442. Darrelle Revis, 350. You guys can see here all of their prices. They're all gonna tank. If you boys want to pick up any of these set piece AKA cards, fellas, I highly encourage picking up Marvin Harrison Jr. on your squad. Tomorrow is the day. Be logged on when AKAs go live. I know a lot of you guys most likely have nothing. It is Labor Day, so you actually will be able to be on when AKAs go live. Please, if you want to pick up one of these cards, be live, be sniping, be ready and locked and loaded to pick up and add one of these cards to your team. In my opinion, the probably 2 most beneficial AKA players to actually pick up is Marvin Harrison and Chris Johnson. I think Darrelle Revis kind of blows. The card doesn't play really good. I wouldn't recommend spending that many coins on Ronnie Stanley. For whatever reason, All-Pro Fred just isn't in my binder. I think the card's cool. Don't love him, but I think he is a solid middle linebacker. If you guys want to pick up any AKAs, like I said, Marvin Harrison or Chris Johnson, tomorrow is the day. If you want to sell off any of these cards, tonight is the night. Specifically Chris Johnson. I don't think Marvin Harrison will drop significantly. Obviously, he'll get cheaper because, you know, AKAs are being flying out of packs, but we're getting a running back that has potential to be better than Chris Johnson. Now, Marshawn Lynch is 1 speed slower, but I think he has a better build as well as a better glowing X factor. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning when we talk about the best AKA players, but off first rip, I do think Chris Johnson is now the second best running back in the game, and I would go Marshawn. So if you're holding on to any Chris Johnsons, sell, sell, sell. Same thing goes for any of those top tier running backs. I do think the running back market does take a significant dip tomorrow. So your Travis Etienne's, your Derrick Henrys won't necessarily take a dip. LaDainian Tomlinson, this card absolutely blows. Raheem Mostert might drop below 130,000 coins. Joe Mixon is an absolute shitter. Honestly, for the most part, I believe most of us should be using our free CMC, so, like, you probably won't be spending coins on a running back to begin with, but if you are holding on to, I guess, a Travis Etienne or Raheem Mostert, I would also sell off those cards tonight. Same thing for CJ. We also got Paul Krause, and the safety market is interesting because there's just not much going on over here. I think Earl Thomas is already way too cheap. I don't think Paul Krause is really going to change up the safety market to begin with. I think he is a very good card, also a Commander's legend, so you boys know I am all here for that. You guys can see here, there is literally 285 overall strong safeties. There were like 385 overall free safeties. We need more free safeties and strong safeties in the game, so anytime we get a set piece when it comes to those positions, I am all here for it. I do think Paul Krause will be a monster. Let's quickly take a look at everything else, though. Mike Vick was 2 million coins, now down to 1.3 mil, almost 1.4. At this point, if you don't like Vick that much, I would just sell him off. I do think he drops. Actually, Vick is interesting. I do think he could rise back up midweek, but we could potentially see reduxes. Now, will EA redux an 88 overall legend that dropped a week ago? I don't think so. I think Vick could steadily rise. If you like Vick enough to want to use him for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would hold. If you don't like him that much, I don't mind the sell and just recoup on some coins. I know a lot of you probably picked him up for way more than 1.4 mil. Luke Kuechly is still sitting around 600k. Definitely really like this card, but not at 600,000 coins. JJ McCarthy is dropping. Derek Stingley, same thing here. You have the potential to get a second part of preseason team of the week, and I don't think that's going to affect their prices necessarily as much as some people might think. I could see a world in where the theme team does get another boost. You guys know the theme team for that specific week at team of the week gets absolutely juiced. If they get rid of that, then these cards will significantly tank. If we get, like, part 2 gets their own theme team boost, which they said they were going to do, but it's still the preseason, so it's still, like, I don't know, like, why we would be getting that, but Malik said we were, so it's just iffy. If you guys are holding on to either of these cards and you don't love them, I would recommend selling them. If you have LT, please sell him. Chase Young went up in price. I guess that makes sense because he is out of packs. A very good card. Vernon Davis, fellas, I know he is a stud. I've played this card way too many times, but for 1.6 million coins, you don't need to put that into your tight end. That is basically a top tier offense, but just in one card. Sell off Vernon, pick up Sam Laporta, net profit 1.35 million coins. Get out of there. I promise you, you'll tell the difference. I get it, but you'll thank me later. Another card we don't really talk about often is Mel Blount, 1.1 million coins. I don't like investing that many coins into one card. Hope you guys can figure that out by now. That card is really good, though. He straps all those top tier wide receivers. If there's one position group, we'll call it, to invest millions of coins into, I think DB is probably the most beneficial. Defense is already hard in this game. Like, the gameplay, it doesn't really want you to get stopped, so having better defensive backs out there, better free safeties, better strong safeties, it can only benefit you. Now, DJ Moore and Dexter Lawrence don't look like they're going to change up in price at all. Montez Sweat should be gone. I believe this is the last weekend to actually get these cards. He will go up in price, but once we get better left ends, he'll go back down. Now, as for the 86 overall team of the week players, they have gone up since the last time we talked about them. Now all sitting around 240,000 coins. Do I think they're worth that? Maybe. It depends when we get the rest of this week. I really like Tristan Jackson, but at the same time, I don't want to spend 240k on him. I don't recommend you guys do that either. PS2 has gone below 400k for the first time since I've looked. 362, though, is a fantastic price to pick up that card. Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors, still don't recommend picking up Joe Alt, but I do like Malik Neighbors at 360k. Anything else going on down here that we should talk about? Haloti Nada. I like that card. I still think he will continue to drop. Clay Matthews, just stay away. You don't need to pick up that card. Sell off Lawrence Taylor, 1.3 million for an 86 overall. Fellas, we have 88s in the game. I don't want to say this week is the week that LT falls below a million coins, but at the same time, like, we are getting 88 overall LTDs. I don't see a world in where Lawrence Taylor gets more expensive. So if you have this card, I would sell him. We are getting linebackers with the Game Time promo that should be here Thursday. I believe we're getting a Micah Parsons and a Tremaine Edmonds. Now, Micah Parsons is a right end in the game right now, but he basically does what Lawrence Taylor will do, so I would sell off that card. Same thing for Brady if you're still holding on to him. Now, on any of the Season of Boom cards, unfortunately, they're not going to get any cheaper because EA absolutely screwed those sets over. If you're holding on to any of the 86 overall Season of Boom cards, I don't hate the idea of selling them off and just picking up a better card when they do drop. I said sell off Travis Etienne earlier. I would sell off Trevon Diggs and Josh Uche. There's just no world in where these cards should be selling for this much when 88 LTDs, 87 set legends, and set pieces will be dropping very soon. That's everything I wanted to talk about with the market. Let's slide on over to Twitter so we can take a look at our favorite Twitter page, MUT Leaks. Before we get there though, we do have MCS this week. Basically, you gotta link your Twitch to your EA account, and when you do this and you watch EA streams, you will get drop packs and free players depending on what specific stream you're watching. This Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, you guys gotta watch the MCS or the Madden competitive series. So the really sweaty Madden players play each other. If you watch a certain amount of watch time, you guys can see here at 150 watch minutes, which I believe is do some Moshi math here, about 2.5 hours, which, like, fellas, I'm not watching 2.5 hours of MCS, but if you have the time, you watch 150 minutes, you get a free 83 overall Garrett Wilson. That is this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I just want to quickly talk about these AKAs dropping tomorrow. First up, Beast Mode. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think he is the best running back in the game. We do know what discounted abilities he is getting. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, we're going to rank every single AKA card tomorrow regardless, so we'll talk about them more in depth tomorrow. But as of right now, I mean, 86 speed, 87 excel, 87 break tackle, 87 truck. He's going to be filthy. Also, 86 change of direction. Enough said. Now on to this week's LTD. Darius Slay. Unfortunately, only an 87 overall. We are seeing 88 overall LTD. So the fact that, you know, they didn't bump it up to an 88, it just doesn't really make sense to me. He does look good, but I do think we will see better DBs soon, so if you pull this card, I would actually recommend selling him. And finally, Paul Krause, center fielder. Card art is so unbelievably clean. Hopefully they let us remove the border and just like use the actual PSA card art. I think that would be tough, but odds are it's EA and they actually will just make us look at their shitty border. Now, Paul Krause is stats, 87 speed, 84 excel, 84 hit power, 88 zone, 80 man. Yeah, welcome to the team, Paul Krause, Commander Legend. I don't have that much MUT Leaks today. That's why I took a lot of time on the market, because I think there are more beneficial things happening there than talking about the team captain upgrade we got coming. But we do have a team captain upgrade coming. Now, MUT Leaks didn't tweet out the specific overall boost, I believe. They just said we're getting captain upgrades. Great. I am a big fan of some of these team captain cards. We've talked about the best to upgrade. I think Jeff Saturday is a really good pick. Obviously, a B&D offensive lineman. I'm also having fun with Troy Vincent at a full 83 overall. Now he is a commander, so I am a little bit biased, but I think the card is good. Also, Jason Witten was using him for a while. Card was really good. He is a little bit slow, like 79 speed, fully maxed out, but hopefully with this big team captain boost, we'll actually get some good team captains. And as soon as we actually know what the full boost look like, I'll have a video going over the best one to max out. I mean, it would only make sense, right? Last thing before we get out of here, some more vintage champion discounts when it comes to tomorrow's AKA promos. Also, oh my god, that card art is just freaking clean. I didn't realize this at first, but anytime they're saying vintage, it's just the old card art. The vintage LTD basically is just the old Vernon Davis. We've got normal AKA LTDs, which is just brand new card art, and then vintage obviously gets the AP discounts when it comes to the X Factors, but it also is the old card art. I really think that is actually one of the coolest things they've ever done. And I'm just figuring it out now, so look at me go. Now you guys can see here are the discounts. It looks like he's getting all three of the top, which is glowing halfback apprentice, glowing bruiser, I think that's going to be the best, and then glowing evasive, all for 1 AP. I said this earlier, but tomorrow morning before AKAs do go live, we'll talk about the best AKA players. I think Marshawn Lynch is the best running back in this game now. The fact that he gets evasive and bruiser, and it's just freaking Marshawn Lynch. I think this card is going to be disgusting tomorrow. And that is everything we got tonight, fellas. Have a fantastic Sunday night, and I will catch you boys tomorrow on Memorial Day talking about some AKAs. Everyone, have a great night. I'll catch you boys later. And Geno Smith, peace.